Conan, what is best in life? To crush your enemies, see them driven before you, and to hear the lamentation of their women. That is good. That is good.
Welcome to Warriors Game 3 of the Bugeater GT. I just came off that hard loss against Vampire Counts, and I still have a lot of that game in my mind. Disappointment at myself for a lot of the things that I'm going to, again, berate myself for in this game. As you'll see, my opponent is Dwarfs, and I already faced Dwarfs once, so I know I can get into them with my numbers and grind them if I do things correctly. Now, starting off this match right off the bat, scenario, I roll and I win the ability to decide what I want to do. So I could either let him deploy his whole army and then go first, or I deploy my whole army and I go first unless he rolls a 6. There's a little mental confusion when I'm doing this, but what I do want to do is make sure I know where he's at. I didn't want to deploy my whole army and then go into him piecemeal. So I give up the first turn, and then I end up still deploying, pretty close up. Probably should have been a little more careful with the organ guns in particular, and the Master Engineer. But I'm kind of on the tilt, I guess. I think that's what they call it in Vegas, when you almost get cleaned out in a game and you come in like all in next hand. So that's where I'm mentally. I think I'm somewhere in that vicinity. So he deploys his whole army, and I look at it, and it's not a big deal. I should have, kind of went to the side and then swept around. And then the main thing that I should have done is, when you see my deployment, is done my matchups a little bit better. So I decide to kind of go in waves against his guys. He's got, let me go through his line. He's got, those are, on the left are great weapon longbeards. And then the middle he has they're iron breakers, I believe. And he does have a Killy Lord in there, who's very dangerous to my special character. So I want to go in with the savages and try to grind them down and kill some people, and then when my black orcs get into them, they'll be depleted, and my idea is that I will run that unit over. His Longbeard great weapon guys over on the left, they have high weapon skill and high strength, but I have a lot of guys, so it's just planning to grind them. And what I should have done in hindsight is put my giant mass of big uns on the right hand side of where my general is, and put the trolls against the Longbeards with the great weapons with my 3-up, regen. I would have had a lot better success. I would have been able to do a lot of wounds and stomps and grind that unit down. But I do it flip-flop, thinking I guess maybe the movement of my trolls would get them up to those war machines that are almost virtually unprotected on the right-hand side. He does have iron drakes there, and he's got some flame runes on some of this stuff. So I know my trolls are going to get pounded on with war machines, but so that's where I'm at. There's my goblin charioteer with the spell, and this game I have I just have sneaky stabbing. I think I rolled something, and or I might have, I don't remember what I rolled. Excuse me, but I just took sneaky stabbing. Not that I'm going to get any flank attacks, but I get a little armor piercing for second rounds of combat. Might help on my savages, but any amount of help can be helpful. So I just got another picture of the side of the deployment here, and looking back at this day, I know that there's a big part of me that is just like, I just want to charge and crush stuff after that last game. But again, the last game, it was deployment that killed me. It was not thinking, because I have no excuse. He played his whole army down. I could have deployed much differently and had much better results. I could have definitely put everything to the left of that tower and just worked my way around and been out of range of these organ guns for quite a while. Yeah, not me. Charge the light brigade. Let's just put them up there and go full speed. I think you can probably tell by my tone of voice, it turns out to not go so well. But So he gets first turn. In his shooting, he concentrates all his fire on my big uns. So, because of course, I deploy in within 30 inches of everything, so he can shoot me. Why not? And so he's concentrating on the big uns, and he blows a bunch of them up. He's got his helicopter back there as well, and he's letting them have it. My trolls are looking great. But on his turn, he unloads on the rightmost trolls and kills quite a bit of those. On my turn, I know that I think I had moved my BSB out of the big gun unit after I took the picture. I just changed my mind and moved him there. I have a feeling they're going to get charged with a focus fire on him. I want him to be alive. Still thinking it's not going to be so bad. And then he charges. See, on the next turn, I think I lose track of a turn, but my single troll fails a charge. That is not very far to go into an organ gun. My unit of 6 trolls fail a charge. I think I need to roll 5 on both those. Fail. So, hey, let's leave all that stuff alive to go ahead and eat up the rest of my trolls. So here he's charged in there. And his great weapon guys are strength 6 this round since they charge. It doesn't matter to me too much. I just need to make sure I have some guys alive. Well, all his shooting, and then his hatred is huge. He rolls 30 attacks because I'm only able to kill 10, and then he rolls his 30 attacks. He hits with the reroll. He hits with 28, crazy, and he's able to kill I think 26. He rolled great, no ones in there, and my orcs become basically green paste. I'm not even steadfast at the end of this combat. Statistically, my opponent, he was like, wow, that was awesome. He felt bad for me because it's like, wow, you're not even steadfast. And I'm like, I know. It's all my stupidity, my deployment, and mainly, why am I 7 across? I should be 5 across and going for maximum ranks and minimize some of his attacks on me. But it's not how I roll when I'm playing orcs. So now the Iron Breakers come into the Savages, and their strength, I think they're Iron Breakers, and their strength 4, 5 on the charge. They've got their general in there though. He's kind of killy. He's got a special weapon though that really only affects toughness 5 or higher. So I think that the Savages are going to hold there. I should be steadfast, and with hatred, he's able to put enough wounds on me to make me not steadfast. I don't do squat to him. Maybe dink off 2 dwarfs, or I have to think I would still be steadfast, but I don't remember. I break, and he runs down the big ones, and so on my turn, I move my Black Orc BSB over there to just redirect that unit to sacrifice him. My chariots are really doing nothing in particular up there on that hill. And here I mistakenly, even though he told me what his general had, I challenged him with my general. Should have took him with the champion. And you can see my Black Orcs are already down in quite a bit of numbers. I think thanks to shooting, where I normally have another 2 ranks. And his general, I don't kill him on my attacks, and his general sneaks, well, not sneaks, but gets 2 wounds on me. I don't make either one of my armor or ward saves, and then I find out those wounds are multiplied by D3. So my general goes down hard. I'm whacking away on those guys there, but it's pretty much to no avail. I gave him the perfect matchups that he wanted. Yeah, my Savages, I think I was 4 ranks deep, and I think he was 4 ranks deep prior to that combat. So I might have one man short of being steadfast. I think I actually was 1 man short of steadfast. I think I had 4 guys in the back rank. But this is one of those games where you come into it losing the last game where you think you could win, and then if I fought these dwarves, I love dwarves. Don't get me wrong. That's my other army that I'm building and painting. I handed this game to him on a silver platter, though, with my deployment and with my no chaff, you know, and no forcing him to shoot at chaff to try to make the infantry combats better. I still don't even know what my Wolf Rider chariots are doing up there. There's nothing really up there. Or if there was something up there, it wasn't worth where they should be. And they're not assisting in combats. They're not killing war machines. They're not doing much of anything. So, yeah. And, you know, here he, after we throw our attack, you know, kills that BSB, no problem. And then I think I'm able to hold this round. But you know, the savages have fled and rallied, but they really have nothing to contribute to a fight, especially against you know, with no frenzy and with him having hatred against orcs. So yeah, there's this helicopter come over, try to get a few wounds. My wizard, you know, is worthless at this point. Trying to give armor piercing to anybody. It's really the only thing he can do. Main thing, my trolls failed me so bad. I know I kind of gave him a hard job to go against all those flaming attacks and whatnot, but you know, those two failed charges hurt quite a bit. I could have got them. And yeah, definitely, if I would have flip-flopped these units, he would have had a hard time. My trolls could have held out against those gray opens for a long time, especially with the general being alive and not, you know, getting him killed right away. And there's nothing those war machines could have done against a massive horde of biggins. So I ended up losing this game 20-0, and you know, fortunately I get to go home and get some sleep and think about what I've done and what I did to my greenskins, and come in the next day with hope. You know, the overall thought the next day when I went on my drive home and then sleep and get up is that, hey, right now I'm tied with my Adepticon record at 1 win. I can beat that. If I win both my games on day 2, I'll still be 3-2. That's always my goal, is try to win more than I lose. I'll still be 3-2. So I definitely should have won this game if I would have deployed correctly. At least I should have made him work for it. So I gave up what I feel like is kind of maybe a freebie, especially with the scenario and the making him deploy first. But you know, start the next day. I'm going to face an opponent that's had the same good or bad luck as me, and I'll be able to reset the table and try to win, at least beat my Adepticon record, and then aim for being 3-2. I also try to always aim for being the best orc general, have the most battle points. And they gave out a medal for that last year. I don't know if they're going to do that this year or not, but you know, I want to just have a good showing and obviously have fun. And when you're playing just kind of bum rush, it's not really fun. So I'll try to get my battle report from day 2 up soon. Thanks for watching. Appreciate it.